Pimpy, starting off with some Dinar Guru updates, is Pimpy here saying, IMO, they are truly, after all these years, very close to finally coming up with the agreement between Kurdistan, the federal government of Iraq. If they can come up with this agreement and they finalize it and they agree with the gas and oil law, which everybody and their mama out there in Dinar world once was told that is signed, oh man, the Iraqi dinar is to the moon. I think it's a great first step. Once it's signed, I'm curious to see where Iraq goes in the future, but I wouldn't be holding my breath too long. Let's first get this agreement signed. That's one of the major boxes that needs to be checked. Mark Z via PDK says chatter from Iraq as they have dotted all their I's, crossed all their T's. We should get ready, and they're going to start educating people on lower denominations at any moment. I absolutely believe things are happening, or I would not be here. I have many more things I could be doing if I did not believe we were this close. All right, Militiaman says we are seeing data that supports the World Trade Organization, the government of Iraq, the regional government, and the Grand Ayatollah al-Sistani support for reforms and have edicts and agreements that are set now. The citizens know where they stand on currency exchange do's and don'ts per Sistani, progress on accession to the WTO, and most of all, finalized agreement of the oil and gas law and 2023 budget draft law between both sides of Erbil and Baghdad. What else is to be done? Watch and see what they do. Walking Stick and Frank 26 Iraq Bank Friends update. The new articles concerning the new exchange rate and new small category notes are slated to be released in the coming days. All right, Frank 26 says, in my opinion, this week, no later than into next week, they're going to show you, Iraqis, your new small category notes in an article. They're going to introduce you to you, citizens of Iraq, another new exchange rate. After that, a float will commence for your currency, which means you will have an exchange rate of at least 1-to-1 inside of your country, Iraq. These are exciting times. All right, Deepwood's article, quote, Wasada and a long wait. Citizens are dissatisfied with the procedures of dollar banks in Iraq. The squeeze is on. Hard for them to get the dollar they are so used to using. Sadani telling them to keep their dinar, but they have to use something. This can't go on for much longer, I would think. All right, Sandy Ingram says Barron's article, quote, Iraq issues arrest warrants in heist of the century. Taming corruption will help increase the value of the dinar. It will also gain the people's trust, which is greatly needed to get bank deposits up. All of this plays into the hands of increasing the value of the Iraqi dinar against the US dollar. All right, Nader from the Mideast says the budget will be sent to Parliament next month. The first week of April, the budget will be sent to Parliament. Breitling, community comment question. I keep talking about what I'm watching, what Iraq is watching, what position, how are they posturing, how are they looking at the globe financially to help make the decision when they're going to add value to currency. Breitling says because they will and they are. They've stated it over and over again. It's never been a debate. Frank 26 question, will they go to 1,000 prior to 1-to-1? It's 1,300 right now. Frank says, we believe the next move will be 1190. Why? Because they've used that exchange rate before. I would much rather they go to 1,000-to-1. That will excite me. That will really get my attention. Because at 1,000-to-1, you will just knock off 3 zeros and it's 1-to-1. At that point, the Iraqi dinar will be worth $1 inside of Iraq. All right, and lastly, Mountain Goat says, over the weekend, I talked to my CBI contact, and I was told to expect the second of the 2 rate changes within 7 to 14 days. Then I was also told they needed to begin the education process of the newer, lower denominations, and we would expect this effort only when we get really close. It is my guess that these newer notes should come out sometime in March or early April. The news today from the CBI is flat out telling us, and quote, adoption of the national currency in Iraq. Yes, this was CBI itself telling us this news. They already depegged from the dollar, and we are now just waiting for the second new rate adjustment and then new basket of currencies that they will repeg to once they move to Forex. Folks, we are so close to the RV, I can hardly maintain myself and stay calm.